We here at Around the Bay Sports would like to first send our deepest condolences to the families who were of the victims who were lost at the NFL HQ building on Monday. We would like to start today's show with a moment of silence.
You are watching a late night edition of Around the Bay Sports. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and follow us on our Instagram page at Around the Bay Sports. Let's get on to the show. And here are your hosts.
I'm Jesse.
I'm Drew.
And I'm Jack.
And I'm Amon. And this is
Around
Duh.
Bay
Sports. Well, thank you everyone that's joined in. Sorry for the delay, bit of travel issues, but we're all here. It's always good to see the whole crew all in one piece and just give you a good night edition of Around the Bay Sports. Let's get right to it. Jesse, you want to take it away?
Yeah, so we'll start with Jonathan Kuminga. Will he stay or will he go? The question is, he is still having a contract dispute with the Golden State Warriors. He has still yet to sign his extension with the team because there are terms that he does not agree to. One of the terms is that he wants a no trade clause in that agreement, and he believes that the Warriors have stunted his growth as a player. Amon, what do you think of this topic starting off?
I mean, hearing about the news, so Jesse has been gone. Jack, Drew, and I have been waiting for development. What's the news? Because the Warriors have been pretty much quiet. They've been under the radar. But at least hearing this development of Kuminga, the current deal offers 2 years, $45 million, and as Jesse mentioned about the no trade clause. I mean, I feel like as all of us agree, I think he's well. I feel like we do want to keep him when the time Curry retires. And I just feel like the no trade clause, it's the right thing to do because we all want to see his growth. I know that Kerr, the way he sees things, the way he sees things does affecting his growth that we all as Warrior Nation wants to see. And just hearing about this news, I hope things get settled. But as we know, the deadline is of October or August on the original qualifying offer. If all goes well, if he just takes the 1 year and we'll just let the season play out. Jack, I will go to you.
Well, I've been hearing a bunch of chatter about this. Like, for example, earlier today, I heard about how the Suns are interested in trading for him. The name, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Royce O'Neal, and 4 second-round picks, and a sign-and trade for Nick Richards in exchange for Jonathan Kuminga. And the Warriors declined this trade, and this is per Mark Spears. And there's also another source per Mark Spears that Jonathan Kuminga wants to go to Sacramento. Apparently, he had a nice Zoom call with coaches Scott Perry, DJ Armstrong, and Doug Christie, who's the head coach of the Kings. He is very confident. He wants to go there. He's all in, and the Kings are also going to offer him a starting spot in that lineup. So I don't know how this is going to end or when it's going to end. This could last. This could keep going, and even during the season. or Kuminga finally just gets what he wants. It gets traded, but I guess we'll see in the coming days. But I hope Kuminga stays because he's got a good talent, and who doesn't want to play with Steph Curry? You know.
Yeah. Drew, what do you think about this?
Yeah, honestly, the no trade deadline was a big thing in his factor. There was rumors about the Warriors trying to keep offering him, and then someone from Kuminga's team just saying like they've been patient about it, but they're not agreeing to the like the contract dispute. I heard that like Jack said about the Suns report where they offered the 4 second-round pick plus Nick Richard plus Royce O'Neal, but I also heard that he prefers to go to Sacramento, but I also heard that the Warriors are shutting down and signing trade deals. So the Warriors are shutting that down. So I hope he stays. He did say that he's stunning his growth and he doesn't have a really good relationship with Steve Kerr. But hopefully he stays. And like Jack said, who wouldn't want to play with Curry?
Andrew,
Comparing to like I don't know DeMar DeRozan or Zach LaVine.
that's for people that are showing. We got 5 people joining the stream. Thanks for tuning in this late night edition. But any among you are Warrior fans, make sure to leave a comment on what you think of Kuminga. But as we'll move on forward to some MLB development, this is some pretty old news, but there was a little dispute between the MLB and the MLB Player Association. And the one topic that's been spewing out is a cap room from the MLB. We know the NFL, the NBA, they've been doing it for a long time. But now seeing the MLB trying to make this approach, because the new CBA rule is up for due, and
In 2026, in
20,
December of 2026.
Following year of December. But yeah, what do you guys think of this? Jesse, what do you think? Cap room in the MLB?
I totally disagree with the salary cap because that is just rewarding owners like John Fisher, the owner of the Pirates. I don't know his name. The owner of the Marlins of not spending money and having a limit of what other competitive teams can spend. I don't like Bryce Harper as a player, but as a person, standing up to Rob Manfred, who I hate as much as John Fisher for allowing the A's to leave Oakland, I applaud him for this, and I think that the 2027 season is not going to happen. They were so close to not being a 2022 season. So I believe that if the MLB owners try to pass this through the Players Association, I think there will be a lockout longer than the 2022 season.
Yeah, I did hear even early development that this could develop as a potential lockout. Drew, we'll go to you. What do you think? Cap room, the MLB.
I agree with Jesse. Like teams like the Marlins, the A's, screw John Fisher, by the way. It just puts a limit.
Hang on, let me correct you there. Fuck John Fisher. That's all I got to say there.
I got a little comment on the Kuminga take from Juan Jones saying, who wouldn't want to play in the Bay? Exactly, like Sac. It's a small market compared to SFO, and someone needs to speak to Kuminga's agent. You don't go smaller, you go bigger. Agree? I think we all agree.
I do agree with that statement.
Yeah, I agree with you too, Dad.
But Drew,
for the salary cap, I appreciate Bryce Harper. Even though I don't like him like Jesse said, I don't like him as a baseball player, but I like him, standing up on his ground, making sure. I feel like Rob Manfred shouldn't should have been the commissioner of MLB. I feel like there should be someone else besides him, someone who actually will help the league. But but I stand Bryce Harper, as a person, standing his own ground, and I don't think MLB needs a salary cap.
Yeah, before we continue, so yeah, when Drew mentioning about Harper was more involved. Like he was high tempered when he heard about this and just saying like it's just not right and it would just really affect this whole league. Jack, what do you think?
Look, I add one more thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Add one more thing also, but Drew could go first.
All right.
Harper did tell Manfred to back off when he entered the room, so
you already know.
I feel like that was classless on Manfred's part, going
Yeah.
into a team's clubhouse that is supposed to be sacred for players and their coach, not for business to be taken care of there. I would also like to say, Rob Manfred, you have destroyed my love of baseball with all of your rules to make it go faster. Yes, it's going faster, but I feel like you are screwing over the fans that go to the games, that enjoy an extra inning game with the family. You are taking money out of their pockets with all of your with everything that you've done.
Who is this person?
Hmm?
Who the
I have no idea. You get rid of that.
All right, Jack, floor is yours on this take of cap room the MLB.
Let's see. Well, first off, shout out to Bryce Harper because he's trying to also protect his clubhouse. And apparently, when Rob Manfred came in, Bryce Harper said, and I quote, "Get the fuck out of our clubhouse," because Manfred is. First off, I've always believed that Rob Manfred's a crappy commissioner for baseball. Like, he did not punish the Astros after they cheated. Well, I mean, he did, but that championship should have been stripped away entirely. And he just said, "Oh, we're going to suspend a few guys, and then they're going to take it easy." So ever since 2014, he has not been a great commissioner. August of 2014 specifically, but he officially started on January 25th, 2015. Now this NFL and MLB cap situation, it's not going well. The correct collective bargaining agreement, or CBA for short, between the MLB and the MLB Players Association is going to expire after the 2026 season, and this could lead to a potential lockout. And there could be many, many problems with this. Like, for example, the expiration of the CBA often leads to negotiations of potential work stoppages, including lockouts. The last CBA, or collective bargaining agreement, resulted in a 99-day lockout before a new agreement was finally reached. So it could either be shorter than that or it could be longer than that. We don't know. But this, I can imagine baseball players are not too happy with this. And it's just not okay with Manfred, and he needs to get it together.
Yeah, just hearing you guys.
Can I say something real fast about Manfred? Do you remember what he said about the trophy that everybody plays for when the Astros got caught cheating? He called that trophy a hunk of metal. Something that players spend their entire lives working for. A hunk of metal.
That's a kid's dream.
He does not care about Major League Baseball. All he cares about is making his bosses, the MLB owners, richer and screwing over the players.
Just hearing that alone, just Manfred is so gullible, I guess is the term.
Now he knows what he's doing.
Or maybe he's just greedy. He's so greedy.
And that's the thing. People say replace him. They're just going to replace him with somebody else that is going to bend over and kiss the owner's asses.
It'll be Manfred's little puppet. Just
the
like
owner's puppet. The puppet of the owners.
Just like Fisher was the puppet for what was his name?
No, Cavill was the puppet.
Was one of the puppets. to Fisherman Club this
John
year.
Fisher. And that's the thing. Rob Manfred actually respects owners like John Fisher. He added John Fisher to a committee that added an apron that taxed teams for spending money, like the Dodgers.
And yet, as MLB fans around the world, they still go to games, even though deep inside their souls are practically being ripped out of the enjoyment. Hey, Jesse.
Yes.
Why are you giving us nightmares?
Sorry, what?
Why are you giving us nightmares? Why are you wearing that hat? Do you know what happened? Do you know what happened in those last two series? They got swept.
Hey.
As we know, the way seeing that is foretelling what's approaching. As case of people to know, Giants made a trade. They traded Rodgers to the Mets to get some young prospects. So for people that know when teams do those types of moves, it's coming to a point. But yeah, as you know, recently, actually as of today, Giants got swept by the Pirates. Yes, it was a close game, but we have seen so many clutch moments. I've seen 5. Jesse,
non-clutch moments. Non-clutch
moments, except for the Brewers, because that was just that was bad.
That was a blowout game.
That was a blowout game. But yeah, and we might all agree. We might all agree. Jesse and I agree. It's time to sell. And I don't know. We all want to expect big moves, another big piece, but they did that. And as you guys saw our last stream from Drew, Jack, and I, we were thinking. I think that was just that was just a move of desperation. And you see the Red Sox, they got rid of him, and they're just skyrocketing ever since. And yeah, so guys, what's your react? Like, Giants need to sell. They got swept. Let's get it all out. Let's blow some steam once more. We'll go to you, Jesse. Just what do you think of just the Giants in general and just getting swept?
Since you was at the game on Monday, let's talk about what's your experience on Monday.
Game you went to, and then you see how it ended out.
Yeah, I went to the game Monday. Feel bad for the kid who made his first start out there, giving up 4 runs. You're not going to win a lot of games like that. The offense certainly didn't help him afterwards. Yeah, they tied it, but then they came back.
Let's pause on the Giants real quick. Juan Jones, thank you for the comment. Comments coming through the stream.
Yes.
Commissioner of Baseball, Prime represents the interests of the 30 MLB owners, and Bryce represents for employees using his fame and celebrity from a positive strain. Good for Bryce. So Bryce, not just helping the players, but probably just helping the fans as well. We could all agree with that. But yeah, I know. Let's get back to the Giants. Jesse, you were
Well, yeah, back to what I was saying before. I do think that the Giants' offense is completely cold. I do not blame Bob Melvin though for this. I do not. He's working with the players that he got from Farhan Zaidi, the former president of baseball operations. Yes, Buster Posey has improved this team, but I still think that they are a lot of moves away, and I would not invest another dime into this season. I would sell. I think that fans hate that word, getting rid of their favorite players, but I think it's time for that to reload and restock their farm system.
I mean, I bet that. I mean, I don't know. Today was a sellout, but practically every night that place is a sellout. Everyone loves that team, and I don't know. Hearing the word "sell," a lot of people hate it. Some people might agree, but Drew, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Jesse. What's the point of trying to get someone, even though we're not in a good position to catch up? I fully agree with Jesse's statement about selling. With the sell and then trying to be back for next year.
Jack, I know you might be fuming right now, but
Well, it's been a rough few days. Giants, honestly, I kind of like. I know this isn't true, but I think the Giants are just starting to let themselves go. Like you've lost 5-6 games in a row. You get swept by. First you get swept by the Mets. That's kind of understandable because they're one of the best teams. But you get swept against the Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't think Paul Skeens even pitched once in the series, did he?
No.
He did not pitch one game in that series, and yet you get swept by a mid. Excuse me. You get swept by a mid-ass team, and Pittsburgh hasn't been good since like they made the playoffs in the early 2010s. But it's unacceptable. I mean, I still got like a bit of hope they could turn their season around. I mean, they could try to get like decent pickups.
I mean, the move they made, I mean, we could consider it was decent. Just like, all right, we got an outfielder. Everyone's been complaining about that.
Yeah, but honestly, me and my big mouth probably jinxed the Giants season, to be honest. So
it's just that
this is also why I don't do predictions, because every time I do, it backfires, and it always turns into the exact opposite, but worse. The Giants went from having one of the best starts in MLB to all of a sudden falling apart, then being good, falling apart, being good, to now completely demolishing their entire season, and now they're less than 500. I don't know how you achieve that, and I don't know how it's possible because I've been watching it and I've been playing baseball for years and years. This is not Bob Melvin's fault. I don't know what's going on with the players mentally, but these guys get paid millions of dollars to play in one of the most historic franchises in MLB history. They got to figure it out. I don't know what their problem is.
Can I just say that they are only one game ahead of the Miami Marlins right now in the wild card race? The Giants are 6 games back. The Marlins are 7 games back.
Well, guys, remember what I said about the Marlins, thinking it might be like a dark horse? Just at least not dark horse to make a deep run, not that, but I mean, now it's just like the Giants are so bad. Now the Marlins, even I don't know what's their second half season is like, but who knows? You know, just thought to say that out there. But yeah, like I've been hearing a lot about Bob, and I love the guy. And I don't know if teams do this when they sell. I might be just been so fixated with them, you know, NBA and NFL when they were trying to, I don't know, maybe not NFL, but like NBA. Do you guys think, is this it for Bob or
no?
Jesse, I know you disagree on this, but Jack, Drew, what do you think about Bob? Because he's been on the team for a while since he left.
Bob Melvin is not a bad manager. He was great in Oakland. It's just the front office has got to help him out by getting different players. And the players also got to help him out because Bob Melvin can't go in the field and swing bats for everyone and run on the bases and pitch and field and all. You know, he is doing all he can, but he's also giving the front office a hard time right now because while the guys you're supposed to be coaching are winning, you guys aren't winning. You've lost 8 home games in a row. 8 home games. That is actually the worst that they have done in 10 years. The Giants have, I don't know.
It's just one of those seasons, I guess.
Like, I don't know how you have a good start, then all of a sudden you play like a bunch of clowns running around in a Giants uniform. I just don't understand.
I just feel like it's just that trade. I think that was just
like I don't know. I don't know if the Red Sox. I don't know if it's like Raphael. I don't think Raphael needed. I don't think the Red Sox needed Devers. I think Devers needed the Giants, but at the same time, I think if the Giants didn't trade for Devers, maybe you could argue this. Maybe they would be a better team.
Probably, honestly.
Because the Red Sox, they were ever since they traded him, they were on like a 10-game winning streak at one point, and now the Red Sox, I'm not entirely sure on what place they're in currently, but I know they've been playing very, very well, and they're probably going to try to get someone big before the deadline. But now they're in third place in their division, so they're definitely trying to go for wild card.
I don't think it's Bob Melton's fault. I agree with Jess and Jack. I don't think it's his fault because he rebuilt Oakland A's. He also rebuilt San Diego Padres, where in 2022 he took him to the NLCS. That 1 year. I don't think it's his fault. It's just the GM. The front they're making him look. They're making his job look like hell, bro. He's trying to get your players. Like do your freaking research. Let's keep Bob. He's not the problem. Bob Melvin is not the problem. It's the fucking
Bob
players.
Melton's like the Antonio Pierce.
It's the fucking players. You're paying millions and fucking millions to hit the goddamn fucking baseball and catch in the outfield. Fans are Okay. Fans are paying money to see y'all. Fans are seeing.
Right out, Mrs. Fritchie, everybody.
Oh,
Oh, wait, that was from you?
that was my mom. That was my
Okay.
mom. No F-bomb. Okay. Fans are paying. Fans are paying money.
You can.
Yeah, it's not Bob Metal fault.
All right.
Can I
But
just say, before the Rafael Devers trade, the Giants were already starting to leak oil. They lost 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers that weekend. So they were already starting to leak oil before that trade happened. So I don't think that this was the Devers trade that changed the entire culture. I think that
I just thought maybe
they were already starting.
Well, I just thought maybe because Posey saw the desperation we needed, and hearing a guy named Devers just felt like the guy, how he's been doing through his career, so you feel like, oh, this is a perfect move we need. And well, he's hitting what 250 something.
Yes, his average has gone down though since
yeah.
he's been here.
Okay, from that 2012 team, I feel like Ryan Terrio would be one of the best hitters on this team. It's just the Giants. The thing about the Giants, their pitching is struggling. Their hitting is pretty consistent, but they're not making it count. They at one point, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe they were 0 of 28 with runners in scoring position.
Over 20, but still. That is still really bad.
It's still
28, 4.
I mean, it's still shit. Like, I don't know. These guys get paid millions of dollars to have a bat and hit a ball. And you can't make it count in certain situations. If they can't count, you might as well send everybody to the AAA and re-educate them on how to hit a baseball properly and actually make runs count instead of just being like all garnish and no meat.
Like, I don't know who the batting coach is, but geez, you guys, you gotta up your works. It's bad.
Yeah.
But speaking of big moves, we got a little trades to announce. There's a big move that has happened that pretty much struck the MLB. The Phillies getting the best reliever from the Twins. What's the guy's name? Sorry. What was his name?
Something Duran, I believe.
Yeah, JJ Duran. And so yeah, I mean, as for the Giants, but I know we're selling, but it's like, oh man, I wish we could make a move like that. But what do you guys think, Jesse? What do you think of this trade? The Phillies loading up their bullpen a bit with the best reliever.
I think this is going to help them a lot. I think they're one of the teams that were looking for a closer. Also, the Cleveland Guardians, they're having a good season, but their closer is currently suspended indefinitely by the MLB due to gambling, betting on baseball games. So I also think that they can use a closer.
Jack, what do you think of the big news?
I think this is a great pickup for Philly. I mean, there's always room for one more All-Star, but now they got one of the best closers in baseball. Now, well, they just got another weapon on the team, and this can make them bigger. Bigger candidates to be maybe go deeper in the playoffs, maybe go to the World Series, maybe to compete with the Dodgers also.
That's what my opinion is at. Drew, what do you think?
Yeah, very good trade from Philly. Minnesota got a catcher who is a top 100 prospect in prospect, and I think they can definitely catch up to the Mets in terms of the division. Also they can also make a pretty good one in the postseason.
Yeah. Speaking of that, a former radio host that I used to listen to, his name is Chris Townsend. He works for the A's. He said it best. Prospects are suspect until they're proven stars. So I'm always nervous when I hear the word that they're getting a top 100 prospect because I'm like, what are you going to do in the MLB? That's when I care about this trade. Like all the prospects that the A's got when they would trade all their players, they didn't really amount to anything. Like Jesus Luzardo, that was supposed to be our next Barry Zito and Mulder, with him and AJ Puck, and they got rid of both of them. They turned out to be big busts for the A's. Hopefully, they were able to rebound with their new teams. But I don't really believe in prospects until they actually show what they can do in the MLB.
Yeah, for me, I remember from watching the postseason, the Phillies, they've been making deep runs, but their one issue was definitely their bullpen. Because they got their starters on track. It's just when it comes to their bullpen to carry on. Because Phillies have been in the NLCS more times than I can count. They just need that like some one piece or one position that they just need to at least bolton up. And yeah, Phillies, this might be the move to perhaps a World Series appearance, maybe a World Series this year. Let's get to another trade that was pretty big. The Mets, as you know, they got Rogers, just something small, but then they called up the Cardinals and trade up for Ryan Hesley. So another pretty. So the Mets, with the Phillies and the Mets, they're battling it out. We'll see. Maybe they'll have a little clash in the NLCS possibly, but like Drew, we'll go back. We'll go to you. What do you think of this trade?
I think the Mets are they're like to win now compared to, they traded 3 minor leaguers for Hensley himself. I think, Mets are trying to be a win now than do it later. So that's how I feel about the vibe about the Mets right now. They're just trying to win a championship now, and they care about the future.
Can I just say that the Mets and the Phillies are only a half a game separated for first place? They're in the same division. I think that this makes both teams better, and they're going to be battling it out all the way until game 162.
Facts.
That's going to be broadcast Fox Sports, ESPN. Do baseball. Oh, ESPN they do baseball, but yeah, on the big
CBS
screen.
and stuff.
Yeah, Jack, what do you think? A Mets Phillies collision course.
Well, I think it's going to go down to the wire for who's going to get first place. I know one of those two will definitely get wild card if one of them doesn't win the division. But meanwhile, though, for the Mets, they just got swept against the Padres in 3 games, but they're still in first place, and Philadelphia just lost their game, and they're literally only a half a game. So it's going to go down to the wire, but these are probably the 2 teams that are the biggest threats to the Dodgers.
Yeah, the Dodgers, they've been slipping. We got news about Ohtani. He went through 4 innings, got a little cramped up, so nothing too major. But I know for pitchers, that might be a little bigger problem for them when they pitch the ball. But yeah, so we have right now. This NLCS is it's going to be Phillies Mets. For me,
Whoa. So you're already counting out the Dodgers.
Dodgers.
You're saying they are not going to the NLCS.
Yes, please count. Please count them out. Please count them out.
I feel like so. I mean, we'll see.
No.
I'm sorry. I feel like you all are wearing your Giants hats like I am, but I feel like I'm a realist. I will never count out the Los Angeles Dodgers. They are the reigning World Series champions right now. They have all the star power. Just because they're going through a little slump right now in the season, once the playoff starts, that's a different monster, and they figure out a way to win more times than not.
True, but
Yeah, it might be true, but injuries do happen.
Yeah, things happen. Like
I hate predicting injuries. I hate that.
I'm not like Otani will be back and he'll be back on the mound. I'm not saying like Otani's out. It's like I'm not going to that stage. But I just feel like if the Dodgers meet the Mets, which but they did, and that was a pretty good series. Now
The Dodgers went through New York to win the World Series. Both teams in New York.
So who knows? Mets could go in LA, maybe quiet the noise. But wait, Judge, do you have the Mets? Do you have the Dodgers back to back? Which we
I
haven't.
don't know if they'll win the World Series again, but I think they at least make it to the NLCS and defend their title up until then. I don't know what happens after that, though.
I know you feel like we're saying our Giants hats, but I was just more referring to it's those two teams with the Dodgers. I feel like
You're saying that as a threat to the Dodgers, by the way.
I'm not saying
they're beating the
Sorry,
Dodgers.
you said that those were the two teams that were going to represent the National League before going to the World Series.
He did say that.
I did say that, yes.
You did say that.
I think that was my approach, but my words came out as well.
I don't know, but other teams you'll never see them coming. They come out of nowhere. Like the Cubs are having a good season. The Brewers are having a good season. Even the Padres are on the rise. They've won 5 games in a row, so they've been pretty hot lately. The Padres are very experienced against the Dodgers, so they could use their weaknesses against them, and then they get exposed. And who knows? But it's not about
the Dodgers like the Chiefs.
When?
I think of the Dodgers as the Chiefs. I will never bet against them. I hope that they lose, but I would never bet against them until they prove me otherwise.
I always like to take risks. Higher risk, higher reward.
I hear you on that. I just disagree because
I will never. I don't care. I do not care. Like, you ever see one of those meme pictures where there's like a knife to this one guy? There's like a bunch of them, and it's like you got to defend the situation. I will never. I don't care how good of a team that is in LA. I will never predict that team goes to championship unless it's clearly obvious. And for the National League, it's not 100% obvious right now. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, the Dodgers are going to be in the postseason. That's like that. That's
like postseason, no doubt. That's an automatic every single year.
Will they be the number 1 seed? Who knows?
Who knows?
But we know.
I don't think seeding matters in the MLB playoffs. I don't, to be honest.
Really?
No, I don't.
Should
football and basketball, I think it does, but baseball, not really, because again, anything can happen. I think that they could win as a lower seed as well.
As long as it's not an Astros and Dodgers World Series, okay. If it is, though, then
what's the seeding usually? 1 through what? 6?
Yeah,
I think there's 6 teams in each, and the number 1 seed, they get a series off.
Top 2 seed gets the bye from each conference for each league.
So theoretically, it's 7.
Yes.
And now I wonder maybe they should just take out the buys and make it like sort of like how NBA does it.
No,
like they originally.
No,
because I think that team should earn the right to get those buys. To be honest, I hate that there's a series for the wild card. I like the 1 game, win and you're in, lose and you're gone.
Yeah,
I hate that they added.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, best of 3 and just like Because I just feel like when people it's rust versus rust versus
Rest
rest.
versus rest.
Or players that now got the little postseason experience, they got through that round, so they're like staying competitive. While a team that's sitting for practically a week, and they have to warm up, and they'll eventually they might lose an opener, then they'll probably at least may lose two, and then they'll finally warmed up, but that might be too late because the team's already rolling. But it is the postseason. This MLB, it's like I'm gonna say the MLB we're seeing is like the NFL we're about to see. And speaking of that, Jesse, want to take it away of what's happening?
My favorite sport is returning.
Sport.
Football is back tomorrow. Yes, it is the Hall of Fame game, but it is still football. People are still getting tackled. Yeah, we're not going to see any of the starters, but on a Bay Area note, we are going to see Trey Lance. He will start for I was about to say San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers. Jack and Drew, knowing more about Trey Lance than I think me and Amon, how do you think he'll do? Do you think he'll be the backup quarterback for the Chargers, or do you think he'll be the third string? Jack, I'll start with you on this one.
Well, for Trey Lance, I hope he's the same guy. I hope, but he wasn't really that successful even in Dallas of all places. But I hope he can be the second string guy. I'm not sure who the other quarterbacks are for the Chargers. Do you guys know who they are? Because I'm not entirely sure.
Other than Herbert and him, I don't. Easton Stick. Easton Stick.
What's his name?
Easton Stick.
He's been on the.
I thought he said steak like food, but I think Trey Lance will be second. I hope he'll do well in the game tomorrow. I'll be watching, but I'll hope he does well.
Drew, what is your take on this? Again, no cussing.
Okay, I won't. Sorry, Mom. Before I. Sorry, Mom, for cussing. I had to say off my chest. I had to let some steam off my chest. No cussing. Yes, Mom. I'm sorry for cussing in this podcast. Just so long. But yeah, Trey Lance starting as a QB for Los Angeles Charger. Hope he does well in the Charger system. We all see, he didn't do well with the 49ers. When he was a backup of, Jimmy Garoppolo, ended up getting placed by Brock Purdy, But, he didn't do well in Dallas. But hopefully, he does well. I think he should be second string backup behind Justin Herbert. But I'll definitely be tuning in for tomorrow, see how he does. But hopefully, best of luck for him for tomorrow.
Amon, what do you think of this?
Well, this is good for Trey Lance. He was with the Niners. I know for you guys, you felt like he could have been like that star quarterback, but just as the development happened,
what a freaking disappointment he turned out to be.
It was a disappointment. Went to the Cowboys. It's just like, what the? But now seeing him have another shot, yeah, definitely because the Chargers, they got Herbert. He's their future until otherwise. But for Lance, it's at least a good opportunity to get on the field. And it's Harbaugh. Harbaugh, he as you know, his times with the Niners, the way he coaches, the way he motivates, gives you that confidence, and at least teach you the ropes of his experience when he coached like Alex Smith, but Kaepernick. You see how that season went out. So it's like just seeing Lance. Well, hopefully with Harbaugh's experience, it could at least the Lance growth will occur. And then maybe, I don't know if it's a 1-year deal, but maybe a team that needs a quarterback, they can trade for him again. And this time he'll actually may hopefully be a starter. And we'll get to see that.
And for people at home, tomorrow the game will be on NBC, or if you have Peacock, it's the Hall of Fame game. It'll be the first game of the preseason. It will be between the LA Chargers and the Detroit Lions. It will be on at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and for people on the West Coast, it'll be 5 p.m. your time.
Thanks, Jack. But sticking with the Hall of Fame, before it's a Hall of Fame game, but before the Hall of Fame, the game itself begins, we got the ceremony. And the four candidates for this year is for a Raider, Eric
Eric
Allen,
Allen.
Jared Allen, if people don't know, he longtime edge rusher with the Rams, the Vikings. He got called up. The brother of Shannon Sharp, the older brother Sterling Sharp, he was a Pack. I know him for being a Packer, but was amongst with other teams. And shoot, well, initial AG. Oh,
Antonio Gates.
Antonio Gates. Sorry, as we all should know, as an Oakland Raider, being in the Coliseum with Philip Rivers, so we all know we all know his grand career. But congrats to those four, well deserved. I mean, before, yeah, well deserved. And yeah, I just made what you guys quick take of just like maybe any memories at least for Jared Allen and Antonio Gates.
I did not know Jeremy Allen was on the Panthers when the Panthers was in the Super Bowl in 20. I think it was 2015, but no, the Super Bowl was in 2016. For people who don't know at home, that was the last time the Super Bowl was hosted in the Bay Area was 2016. Before next year, but that's the last time the Bay Area hosted a Super Bowl was 2016 between the Carolina Panthers and the Denver Broncos. We don't know what happened, the outcome of that game, but let's keep talking about Hall of Fame. Speaking of talking about Jared Allen, I did not know he was on the Panthers team. In terms of Antonio Gates, I just remember him just catch be the go-to guy for the Chargers every time. I always watched the Chargers Raiders game when I was a child, so just him just getting those insane catches. He was a stud. Yeah, like this person said, he was a stud. He was a stud tight end. So I just remember him making ridiculous catches. But I think he's just one of the greatest tight ends in our game.
I would like to say I think I repressed a lot of memories of Antonio Gates destroying the Raiders. I think that because I don't remember him a lot.
Raider fan.
Yeah, I think I repressed those memories for some reason. Of him and Philip Rivers destroying the Raiders, breaking my heart every time.
The good old days.
Wait, so you hate the Chargers more than the Chiefs now, or what?
Oh, it's been that.
No, I hate the Chiefs more than the Chargers. The Chargers now are like the.
I just know in that time, it was just really Chargers Broncos.
Yeah.
That was just like those two teams. For the Chiefs, they were there, but we don't we know they were the rivals through the years, but it's just we don't really know them enough. We just
And Matt Castle as their quarterback.
And Matt Castle.
Kyle Orton also.
So it's I need to draft Mahomes and I look at them now. But yeah, but just in that time, yeah, the Antonio Gates, it's nightmare as a Raider fan, just seeing how those two that duo in that time they were in San Diego. That duo was something to watch, but of course for opposing fans, it was definitely a sight to see. As we got a comment here, Antonio Gates was a tight end, and he set the eras he set the bar during that tight end era. Jack, what's your word? What's your memories, at least for Antonio Gates, or if you have some for Jared Allen?
Well, I remember when I first became a Raiders fan when I was younger in high school. I remember the name Antonio Gates would be a constant name that would be brought up by Raider fans because he was so good, but yet he was on a rival team like the Chargers. I would say he's one of the best tight ends to ever play the game, and he was also very dominant as well. He was, I would say, one of the better duos in Chargers history. Maybe the best one is Philip Rivers and Antonio Gates because of how good they were and how well they would connect. Now, I'm not too familiar with Eric Allen. I think he's more known to be a member of the Eagles because he achieved more there, because he's also on the Eagles' 75th anniversary team, and he's also in the Philadelphia Eagles Hall of Fame. He played on the Eagles for, I believe, 6 years. But for the people who know him to be on the Raiders, he played his last 3 seasons on the Raiders from 1998 to 2001. So that's how I know Eric Allen. Now, Jared Allen, I'm familiar with because I mainly remember him when he was on the Vikings. He was one of the best defenders in the league when he was on that team. And when he played for the Panthers, that was, I believe, his last year, and then he retired shortly after that. So all great players, especially, Sterling Sharp. I know that his brother, Shannon Sharp, is also in the Hall of Fame. But Shannon Sharp, I recall, he was also said that if it wasn't for his brother, he wouldn't have played in the NFL. So it's good to see Sterling Sharp get his respect, and he was great in the Packers, and it's great to see him in the Hall of Fame as well.
Yeah, he's been waiting for actually quite a long time.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe for Eric Allen, I wonder he was on that Eagles Super Bowl when the Raiders in that time were just rough dogs and just destroy every offense they see, and maybe he thought to join them, thought to be with that team. I don't know what's the whole story, but he felt like he wanted to be a Raider, just seeing how that defense was back in the day. But any people that are watching, if you have a favorite memory of Gates, Jared Allen, if you're from the mid-2000s, but even if you some people back then, if you know anyone from like Eric Allen, maybe share a quick thought. But if not,
that's our show, everybody. Thank you for watching again. We are Around the Base Sports. We are live every Monday and Wednesday. Pretty soon our times will be changing, but we'll let you know about that at a later date. We'd like to shout out all of our subscribers.
Sorry, I just came to thought. Should we announce our new schedule for next week or no?
I think we should wait on that for a bit.
Apologize, everyone. Just a late thought.
Are we going live tomorrow too?
Thanks for everybody for tuning in. We appreciate all you. Shout out to everybody. I know it's a late night for this one, especially for people on the East Coast like myself. But besides that, thanks to everybody else on the West Coast, and we hope you all have a good night.
Very sorry to the people who watch this podcast about my F-bombs. I feel disappointed myself, but I shouldn't say that. But hope everyone have a great night. You know, this was a late stream today, but hopefully everyone enjoys this podcast. Shout out to our subscribers. Shout out to people who joined.
By the way,
I
apparently the Mariners just acquired Eugenio Suarez from the Diamondbacks. So another transaction between the Mariners and Diamondbacks again.
So
last one being Josh Naylor.
We
We'll keep you guys up. We will keep you guys updated with all of the transactions happening on our Instagram page. And if you haven't already, please go follow us.
Yeah.
Again, this is Around the Base Sports, and we will see you next time.
Yep. Go follow us on Instagram, and make sure if you're new to our YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in every view. Make sure to follow with your family and friends. We're just 4 guys who love sports, and we'll love for you guys to tune in. Have a great night.